Welcome back in. Berea College is now offering more financial assistance for their students.
WKYT's Maggie Rickerby tells us how the college is aiming to help ease some of the costs.
At Berea College, it's part of their mission to make education accessible and affordable for all. The college is now covering additional course fees that can save students up to hundreds of dollars.
If you don't have funding for college, Berea will find that funding for you.
The college says, thanks to a donor, course-specific items like lab materials or travel costs are now free.
Most students are facing a big bill when they're looking at college, and they're worried about it. I think it hits every single family.
For nursing students like Gabby Hatfield, lab materials can cost around $150 to cover. She says the lower cost of these resources lessens financial stress.
I like to save my money personally, so having that covered lets me pay my bills that I have at home.
The coverage is set to last throughout the school year, with hopes to continue on in the future. In Berea, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.